So, Xbox done dominated Twitter this morning. I woke up to some crazy Game Pass news. Let's talk about it. But before we get off the video, definitely hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the video. You can always subscribe to the channel for weekly content. And don't forget to go over there on Twitter and follow me at Lord Addict ILP. Without any further ado, let's talk about this Game Pass announcement. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Ad here, coming at you for another video. Today is a phenomenal day. The absolute bombshell that Microsoft done lit up on Twitter is remotely amazing. Okay, first off, let's cap a little bit. Let's take it back. All of you guys know Game Pass is extremely successful. It has a lot of following. It's got a lot of value, really. You know, for $10 to $15 a month, you have access to a lot of games. And when Outriders came out yesterday, people were impressed that they would absolutely be able to get a third-party game such as Outriders day one. Sure, it's a new IP, but at the end of the day, they were able to get something that it wouldn't normally you would see in Game Pass, and they got it there day one. And they brought a lot of value to Game Pass in general. And a lot of people, you know, they figured since they can get one third party, they can get another one. And oh my God, did they get another one. So I woke up today, scrolling around Twitter, and I see a tweet going from the Game Pass that when you play the video that is connected to the tweet, you hear some kind of a crowd scenario. Now, I saw people automatically go in there. It's FIFA, it's Madden, which none of those made sense to me because they already have EA games in Game Pass Ultimate. So why would they go out to put one of their games in their service day one when they know they're going to get them in like 3 months to 6 months anyway? That's an exaggeration. I don't actually know when these games hit Game Pass or EA Play for that matter. So a lot of people thought it was, you know, MLB The Show because it's the first time the game is coming to the Xbox platform. But there was a huge reason why people didn't think this could be MLB. It's developed by Sony. Why would Sony develop a game and put it on the competitor's service, making the value of Xbox better than PlayStation with that particular game? Let me put it to you this way. People that own both systems, why would they logically buy this on MLB at this point? You know, if you own an Xbox and a PlayStation, you could just get this on the Xbox and not have to spend the $60 to $70 to get this on the PlayStation. And to me, that's PlayStation allowing the value of their game to go down because people won't be buying it on PlayStation and they won't be doing, I don't know if there's any type of microtransactions. I don't play MLB, but I do know that, you know, that is a huge franchise for them and they're developing it in PlayStation. All right, so maybe PlayStation didn't willingly let that go to Game Pass. But to me, you might consider not even making the game if you're not going to get any benefits from making the game. And what I mean by that is if you're making the game and you're going to make this game more appealing on another platform, then the company that's making the game, why even make it? And you know, maybe it's a money thing, but to me, it's just like at this point, that studio is not even a first party studio for Sony. To be honest with you guys, it feels like that studio is owned by MLB. Now, clearly, I'm not saying they physically own the studio or anything like that, but they are developing games pretty much for third party stuff, and that's cool. But I just find this intriguing. People said Game Pass is nothing but filler, but when Outriders was put on Game Pass, people started opening their eye and they felt like, you know, if they can get one third party game, there's a chance they can get more, and they're probably going to get more. And now they got MLB developed by Sony. It's crazy if you look at the trailer for this Game Pass thing. It shows the Xbox symbol and then it shows the PlayStation Studio symbol, and that's the generation, man. That's the tweet of the year of the generation. The fact that Microsoft was able to go out there and go to MLB, go to PlayStation and say, look, we're going to give you a sum of cash, and I know it was a lot of money. We're going to give you all this money. We want MLB on Game Pass day one. And Sony and MLB agreed to it. Now, I don't know exactly how much ruling Sony has over MLB, but they definitely have some form of input because they're developing the game. I don't know if they have enough input to be like, yo, we're not doing this, but they let that happen. And that's kind of crazy if you think about it. This isn't a move that PlayStation would ever make before this generation. This is something that I never thought would happen. MLB The Show coming to Game Pass is something something, a reality that I thought was non-existent because of the fact that Sony makes this game, and I never thought that they would go as far to let this go to a subscription service that is like low-key, like I said, devaluing the PlayStation brand. Because sure, you can still buy it on the PlayStation, it's not like exclusive to Xbox, but the fact that it's easier to get this off the Game Pass subscription than it is to go out there and pay $60 to $70 on PlayStation means to me that the PlayStation's devaluing a little bit. But you know, I'm not going to really repeat myself a whole lot. I just think this is a great move for Microsoft. I do think it's a horrible move that Sony made. To me, I'm not a business person, but I feel like if you're going out and you're developing the game, you should at least want it fair, and you want it on both consoles at the same time and no subscription services. I'm kind of curious, since Microsoft did get this in Game Pass, if, you know, Sony's gonna put this in PlayStation Plus the year it comes out. I don't know exactly. I think it's May. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure you guys can use Google to find out when MLB that comes out. So it's gonna be interesting to see if MLB The Show is a PlayStation Plus game in May. I believe that's when it comes out. And I'm very curious on that question, because if they don't go that far, they deliberately let this slide. That means PlayStation will have to pay MLB most likely to put their own game in their own service day one. Now, I don't know if that's how it goes, but the way it's looking like that's how it goes, because I don't really see PlayStation just willingly letting this happen. Or maybe they did. Maybe, you know, they just want that money at this point. And Sony's completely bent the knee, but we'll have to see. There's not a whole lot of information to go off of, but there's one thing. Microsoft is competing this generation. They're done being the laughing stock every joke, and now they're coming out there and they're using that money that people said, why aren't they using money all the Xbox One generation? Well, they've opened that wallet and they're writing all those checks, and it looks like that's something that Sony can't really keep up with. At the end of the day, you can do whatever you want to, but when you don't have the money that Microsoft has to constantly be getting these studios and constantly being putting these games in Game Pass day one, I'm curious to see what Sony's reaction is, and I think they'll have some form of reaction. But anyway, that's all for the video. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think this is something that is extremely beneficial for the Microsoft brand? Definitely put that in the comment section. And if you're a PlayStation only user, are you a little bit insulted the fact that, you know, they might not put this in PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Now, but they let this go to Game Pass day one? I'm curious to hear you guys' reception in the comment section below. Until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.